Yeah. Welcome back to NBU Reacts. Today we checking out more BlankBoy. Stop calling these characters legendary part 2. Hell, we might do one of these and might have to throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of characters y'all think is cool that I don't find cool. First video, I agree with all of his. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I did agree.
It is what it is. I agree with all of them. But hey, let us know how you feel. Go back and watch the video. We got a BlankBoy playlist. But anyway, in case you don't know this tree, I'm Green, and let's get into part 2.
And his final battle scene lasted for a shorter amount of time than Will telling the group he liked dick. So you guys really enjoyed my Stop Calling These Characters Legendary video. I was very happy to get my Sasuke hate off. I forgot to mention his trash cut too. So you know what? Here go one more for y'all. This is Stop Calling These Characters Legendary Part 2.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Bay vs Optimus Prime. Now, unlike my last video, which features Sasuke, Mark, and Korra, no one in this video do I actually dislike. Optimus is iconic with great moments, but so was Rebecca Black's Friday song. Iconic don't always mean he was cooking for real. Yo Optimus, do you have any 1v1 fight wins versus strong villains? I got Aura. So we can go through each shitty movie to really dissect how Optimus was truly a fraud. Let's look back at Transformers 2007, back before Shia LaBeouf was a crackhead and Megan Fox had all of y'all bricked up. In this movie, the Autobots didn't do nearly as much fighting. Optimus does kill Bone Crusher, which was dope. He used his Energon blades and gave him straight belt. He even saved Sam from a falling building. One thing I definitely didn't say is that Optimus is a bad hero, so congrats nigga. But unfortunately, we don't give out legendary statuses for beating Jake Paul. You gotta do more than that. You gotta beat a big dog. And when it was time for the final battle, when it was crunch time, 20 seconds left on the clock, go get a bucket versus Megatron. He was getting that ass smacked. I'm talking Kyle Lowry in prison, ass smacked. It took the military lighting up Megatron like a Christmas tree with jets, blasting his metal ACL and shoulder off, and Sam putting the Allspark into Megatron's chest to defeat him. Optimus was not going to be able to beat him.
That's
it
crazy.
Wasn't even a close
It's been a minute
fight.
since I seen that. He sure didn't beat him.
Officer, that nigga had help.
Yeah, he sure didn't.
He had help defeating that nigga.
Shit, he didn't even defeat him for what they showed.
Nah, if you watch it, they was scrapping.
Oh, they was scrapping. It's been a minute. I'm talking about years.
But he did put the Allspark in that nigga chest. He was supposed to put it into Optimus' chest, but he did the opposite.
Sam Witwicky is just some regular nigga they found off the street, and he had to save the day. After watching Gabe Vincent for the Lakers, I'm convinced he is too. Imagine him carrying Braun to a championship. Imagine what narratives would spawn from that. But since Optimus got great quotables, I guess we just let it slide, huh? So let's go to Transformers 2 then. Optimus Prime fought in the forest versus 3 Decepticons, and only lost because he was distracted by Sam. That's a fact. Sometimes that's all it takes. You look away for a second and your dumbass dog pissing on the carpet. You gotta stay locked in. But ultimately, he did die and remained dead for the entire movie basically. Meaning everyone else has to carry weight in solving the mysteries and figuring out how they're gonna win. Nigga Optimus let himself die and forced us to deal with skids and mudflap screen time. That's enough right there to make him not legendary. What the fuck type of torture is this? But then he comes back to life in the very end, right? And gets his chain snatched literally instantly, getting killed basically right again. How you get revived, then downed 2 seconds later? Nigga, go get Juggernog. So then Jetfire, we already on to like the 18th nigga who's had to sacrifice himself for Optimus, gives Optimus his power. And I'll give Optimus credit here. Remember, I don't hate Optimus, I like him, because he did put incredible hands on the Fallen and Megatron. You can give a chef all the ingredients, but they still gotta cook a good meal. Aisha Curry got everything she could ever imagine and still baking lizard ankles, so it ain't that easy. But then you go to Transformers 3 and Optimus gets stuck in a bunch of cables in the sky, putting him out the fight for a minute. Look at him. Look at silly. This Tom and Jerry ass trap they caught him with. No, they didn't even catch him with it.
That wasn't even no trap. That nigga he just got caught himself in that motherfucker. That wasn't no trap, nigga.
That shit funny as hell. See, they looked at like.
That's something like that wasn't no fucking trap. Nigga talking about he got stuck in a trap. That was not no
it's
trap.
It's even worse if it's not a trap.
It's worse because it's not a trap.
That's how they was looking like. You dead ass tied yourself up.
Fell and got tangled up in some.
That's how they been looking.
Wires.
Before I offed, I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, brother. You gotta go now.
He did it to himself. This nigga don't know how to fly right. Now he does get out of it and starts cooking every Decepticon in sight, killing Shockwave. But when it was time to fight Sentinel, Unc Sentinel was shitting on Optimus. Unc Sentinel hasn't fought in centuries. Nigga woke up yesterday and still showing Optimus how he used to get down back in the 80s, doing crack and wearing bad fits. Megatron saved Optimus's life, and Megatron wasn't even trying to fight bro afterwards. Optimus sneaks him when he was trying to discuss them forming a super team, and then he steals Megatron's kill on Sentinel. We're 3 movies in, and he still doesn't have a real win versus the main villain without a ridiculous amount of help. That's legendary to y'all. Transformers 4. That's what happens in that one. Optimus gets fucked up by Galvatron and gets himself kidnapped, carried into Lockdown's ship. Free Big Optimeasy, he innocent. All the side characters gotta go on a mission to rescue him, just so when he 1v1s Lockdown, he could get thumbtacked to the wall like a to-do list. And gets carried by Bumblebee and Cade, where he steals their kill again. He's stat padding, nigga. Transformers 5. Optimus gets taken over and becomes evil, and was getting that ass beat by Bumblebee. He was getting dropped off by a fucking midget. He gets bailed out of that fight because the plot wrote in a tsunami, and then in the end, it's Bumblebee who kills Quintessa, while Optimus is frozen in place and can't move. Now let's go over to Rise of the Beast. I understand this isn't Bay vs Optimus anymore, but fuck it, we slandering, so let's really slander. The Autobots pull up on Scourge for the first time, and Optimus was getting shit on as per usual. Surprise, surprise, bro. Scourge hit him in the chin, knocking him out, and then Optimus sat there and watched his young bull Bumblebee get hoisted up in the air and killed. This nigga Optimus the worst father figure ever, bro. So. Bumblebee mom told you to have that little nigga back at 8 p.m. Now you gonna bring her just his arm talking about some my fault. I will say though, shout out to Rise of the Beast Optimus, because finally, this is the first time after 6 movies where Optimus finally does beat the main villain in a 1v1 fight. He held his face up against the lava, gave that man the Zuko scar. So shout out to him. It only took like 15 years for him to finally do it on the big screen. Only for it to then get reversed in Transformers 1, where he gets his ass blasted off the tower by D-16, and the writers had to pull off some bullshit ass random buff mid-falling like Mufasa to his death to save him. And Optimus does have a legendary moment when he gets back up there and shits on all the Decepticons by himself, with all the other Autobots just spectating. He don't need help. Listen, ultimately, I love Optimus just like you guys, but when the main villain steps up to the plate, Optimus consistently failed. And if it wasn't just for pure plot or his teammates jumping in to help him, he would have died 16 more times on top of the 17 times he already died.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Rocky Balboa. Listen, we all love movies because they allow for the impossible to happen. And Rocky Balboa being a heavyweight champion is the perfect example of that. That nigga was 5'10", 190 pounds. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are like 5'6", 280 behemoths. Rocky Balboa is Bill Russell, Neolithic hoops. I can't respect his era. This nigga Rocky was fighting mailmen and carpenters. And even with that weak ass competition, he had a 53-23 record. What the fuck is that? In real life, a nigga with 23 losses would stop getting professional fights, cause that's so bad. Just look at his form. He punches like Popeye. He got that Celtics mascot, why I oughta stance. He looked like he was charging up his punches by spinning his arm like fucking Donkey Kong. Rocky Balboa was anything but a legendary boxer. Look at him, bro. Hands down the entire fight. I don't know if Rocky ever actually blocked once. He just sat there and took hits to the face, ending fights looking like he trained with Piccolo, talking about some, yeah, I was cooking, bro, wasn't I, huh? Adonis Creed is a million times better than Rocky. Facts. He was fighting real hitters, real heavyweights.
Facts.
Dame would
dead ass.
Facts. I know people gonna say what they want to say, but hey, look, sometimes the student passes the OG. It happens in sports. Y'all be too fed up on.
If this was real life, Rocky would have CTE, nigga. Because he was taking a lot of headshots.
He would have been stopped boxing if this was real. He wouldn't even have made it to. He wouldn't have. He almost wouldn't have made it to Mr. T because remember he fought Apollo twice, and Apollo was watching him. Let's not do that. In the first few rounds, Apollo's talking mess. You too slow. And then when he slowed down, Rocky started getting it off. But the first few matches of both fights, he was jabbing him. He's double jabbing him at that. Like Rocky can take pain. I ain't gonna say that, but as a boxer, he bottom tier.
Fact.
Mr. T was putting people to sleep as he did to Rocky.
Have put pause on Rocky. Tell me I'm lying. We seen how Jonathan Majors had Creed on the ropes. We also seen how he had his girl on them too. Just use your eye test. Unless you're Stevie Wonder, it is very clear. Rocky is a flip phone, battery falling out and shit, versus Creed who's an iPhone 17 Pro Max. Rocky was in a weak era and he really didn't even dominate it. That is the definition of a fraud. Imagine how crazy the slander would be on someone like Wilt Chamberlain if he was going against those same doctors he was going against, but instead of dominating, he was just ass. What? That is not legendary.
Sixers,
Vecna.
Elton Brand.
I don't even gotta ask the Duffer Brothers to know that. They just started making shit up as they were going along after season 1 of Stranger Things. And that's very clear in regard to Vecna. This man was supposed to be the big bad, the Thanos for Netflix heads. And his final battle scene lasted for a shorter amount of time than Will telling the group he liked dick. He was the fakest of fake demons. The group pulled up to your crib and speared you through the chest and you couldn't catch a single body? The fact that everyone got out of there unscathed is ridiculously ass from Vecna. Yeah. Half them niggas didn't even have weapons because walking down Nancy Wheeler was ball hogging all the shotguns and pistols and shit. Dudes was in there with water balloons and slingshots, somehow defeating you. This Disney Channel ass ending. I've seen Demodogs and Demogorgons throughout the entire series give way more trouble than what Vecna gave. How the fuck Robin giving the villain more struggle than Batman? The military base was getting wiped by a few Demogorgons with all their artillery, but a group of 24-year-old teenagers defeated you? This is the big bad villain, but they pulled up to his own home turf and he got caught lacking like that? Nigga, you know you got ups. How you just so nonchalant? The Duffer Brothers said that there were no Demodogs or Demogorgons because the group caught Vecna by surprise. Can't that nigga literally see everything? How did he get snuck? You mean to tell me that Vecna couldn't hear them coming, or because of that whack-ass hairline, see the light reflecting off Lucas's forehead shining up in the sky?
That nigga shit was not like that last season.
And there's a black dude that did it this season too. They got a picture of it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that nigga the worst hairline since
just cut it
Zach,
off,
nigga.
Zach's still the king.
That's why I said the worst since Zach. He didn't take the title.
I just saw that man do an interview. He's like, people still talk to me about that hairline. He's like, bro, it was like 30 years ago. Come on, man.
Nobody cares, nigga.
That's what they said. Don't nobody care, bro. We still bringing it up.
We definitely still gonna bring
He's
that
like,
shit
come
up.
on, man. He's like, they bring up me being a Power Ranger. They bring up Brink because of my hairline.
No, that nigga hairline was ass, bro, and this nigga's his ass too.
He said he trusted Buddy. He was like, do you know how to do black hair? He's like, I do black hair all the time. He was like, you sure? He's like, Buddy said he was sure. He's like, I was just chilling in the chair. He was like, I looked in the mirror. I said, oh no. And he said it claimed it looked worse than that. He's like, he just had him shave all his hair off. He's like, bro, just shave the whole, just get it all up off me.
Yeah, that nigga line up his
Did
ass.
you dirty?
Like a bat signal. Vecna had a hold on Holly's leg, and the plate cleaner Derek manages to outmuscle him, pulling Holly away from him, and then told that nigga to suck his fat one. He was getting treated like a meme the entire last episode, bro. He's supposed to be way more powerful than 11, except he's literally losing a 1v1 ISO to her somehow. It makes no sense. We're 5 seasons in, and we seen that this bitch was still struggling to flip pennies, nose bleeding and shit, but now all of a sudden she can push him against a spike? They defeated Vecna, and there was still an hour left in the episode. The weak-ass military got 11 to die before Vecna was able to do it. It's crazy. Don't get me started on the Mind Flayer too. They brought him back for what? Just to look sorry. Vecna was a fraud, bro. Cool concept of a villain that they made up 5 minutes before it was time to shoot the season, but for him to be defeated that easily, that quickly, was just such a letdown of what's been built up for over like a decade now.
Yeah.
Stop calling that man legendary because he won.
Gohan. Now I know some of y'all gonna get mad at this, but let's be real, bro. Gohan is a lot cooler in theory than in reality.
That's right.
One of my personal favorite versions of Gohan is Future Gohan, but can we really think about what we're glazing for a second? This nigga Gohan allowed for everyone he's known and loved to die. The world is being boomed constantly, and he is constantly getting his ass beat, and we just over here sitting like, but bro, he's too tough. Look at the scar in one arm. Mad aura though. He's a failure, a walking failure. We a bunch of simple ass niggas to please, bro. One sandwich and a back rub and now we ready to marry her. Gohan spent most of his pre-Cell Saga days getting the absolute shit folded out of him and freezing in the big moments, crying, with a few bright spots here and there that really amounted to nothing. But I'm willing to look past that. I'm willing to let it slide because bro was like 5 years old. I'm not gonna shit on Usain Bolt's toddler for getting smoked by Noah Lyles. But even in the Cell Saga, Gohan had Cell on the ropes and started fucking around, trolling, forcing Goku to then have to sacrifice himself to save the Earth. Gohan, it was your single. This was your #1 hit, and you let Drake on it. That shit is not yours anymore. That's Goku's moment now. And you think he learned his lesson, but then in the Boo Saga, this motherfucker gets cocky again and lets Boo eat his ass, absorbing his power. What the fuck? Y'all let me know. What is legendary about being one hard-headed ass nigga? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson? And then what does he do?
And then I'm gonna bring up that nigga Seiya, man. You lost points off of that alone.
But without the helmet, the fit is hard.
But it is also included with the helmet.
But without the helmet later on, when he lost the helmet, it was hard fit. When he went Super Saiyan and he ain't had the fit. When he didn't have the helmet, but the fit was still on, it looked hard.
That's cool.
Go after that.
You shut your mouth, Tristan.
Start studying in school. Now I'm usually one to support motherfuckers acknowledging their trash. I've told Draymond Green to consider painting instead of basketball a few times. But fuck that. Gohan, you pussy. I've heard that Toriyama wanted Gohan to be the new MC and leave Goku dead, but fans wasn't fucking with it, so he ended up not doing it. And I think that's ended up holding Gohan's character immensely, because he was supposed to take the reins, but now he just needed to be sidelined again. It just felt like a huge step back. And then you go to Dragon Ball Super, and they got him out here fighting Winnie the Pooh. Then they got him fighting a nigga who finally took off his do-rag. The only real memorable moment he gets in Super is when he beats Dispo, which is a good win, shout out to Gohan. And then he gets a random ass pull transformation Beast Gohan that had no build up whatsoever and he got without any training because that's all Gohan's character is. He is a fraud, bro. He is not legendary. The Gohan glaze is crazy.
Stop calling that man legendary because he won.
Red Hood. Again, none of these characters I dislike. In fact, Red Hood might possibly be my favorite DC character. But let's keep it real, bro. We all fuck with this nigga off of one storyline, and that's pretty ass when you think about it. I'm kind of taking a different approach with this one. I'm not even saying don't call Red Hood legendary because his actions are that of a fraud necessarily. I'm saying we can't call this man legendary because there's so many renditions of him that are ass, and we only mess with him for the Under the Red Hood storyline. Gun to the back of your head right now, name me 5 good Jason Todd comic book storylines. Exactly, bro. Let's be real, nobody give a fuck about the Outlaws. There's a reason DC has retold the same story in movie form, then in live action TV form, then in video game form. What other stories they gonna tell about, bro? Nobody knows or cares about the others. I've seen Jason Todd getting tortured and Batman failing him like 57 different times at this point. My man Red Hood is carried by the fact that his outfit is so ridiculously clean, his fighting is dope because he was obviously trained by Batman, and that the one storyline he's known for is a genuine DC masterpiece of a storyline. And hey, listen, I get it. If you're gonna be a one-hit wonder, you might as well be like Wheatus and have it be known for Teenage Dirtbag, cause that shit is a banger.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Zuko. Now, y'all might be mad at me, but this one I'm gonna defend. I be seeing people calling Zuko a fraud.
Thank you.
I'm too much on Zuko, chill. Zuko being legendary shouldn't be measured in wins and losses. That's childish. Whatever happened to process over outcome? His legendariness comes from his growth as a man. It's just like Giannis said. There's no such thing as failure, just steps to success. That's the loser nigga's anthem right there. Zuko defying his father. That's legendary. The strongest firebender potentially ever. Spraying him with lightning. Legendary. And going on to find his own path, helping the Avatar to stop him.
So what makes him not legendary if you just named feats that...
No, he's defending him from people not calling him.
Oh, okay.
Because people have been...
But that's what I'm saying. What people been saying? Because I don't...
He not on TikTok. This really came from TikTok. It's heavy. People like he's a fraud because he couldn't beat Azula and he was getting washed by Aang when he was like evil.
Okay.
I'm like, nigga, that was part of the development, nigga.
That was about his character development.
Yeah, that's part of the development to get to him being cold.
That's legendary. Helping stop a war, bringing the Fire Nation and the four nations back to harmony. That's legendary. Who cares if he lost some 1v1s? It happens. We know he's not stronger than Azula. We know he's not stronger than Ozai. We know he's not capable of beating Aang and being able to capture him. That was never the point. Respect Zuko, man. He doesn't deserve all that. He was a huge reason why Aang was able to defeat Ozai and able to learn firebending.
That is
a fact.
That is facts.
That's a fact, damn. He had some points with Gohan. Yeah, man, he had some points with Gohan. That was hard. I ain't gonna lie. It hurt, but it was facts. You can't even lie. He's like, y'all did some bull, but it was facts, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Man. So yeah, with this second one, yeah, I agree. I can't hold you. I agree. I don't know why people was hating on Zuko. I'm like, dang. He was never gonna catch Aang for real, if that's the case. The name of the show was The Last Avatar.
He wasn't catching that nigga.
And plus, y'all forget, it was like, what, 100 years since somebody had fought an air avatar? That means everybody that fought him when Aang woke up didn't know even how he was gonna fight. And plus, the dude came out and said, the creator of Avatar said people can't see airbending.
It's air. It's all around you.
Yeah, so when he was doing this, I can't even really see what you're doing. I just know your hand is doing this in the direction. And I probably should dodge that, but it's wind, so I probably got hit anyway. You start doing this, I don't know what you're doing really. I don't know if
I can't see shit unless you make an air ball.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Unless it's an air ball. So when you start waving your hands all crazy, I don't know if you trying to make the air bring me in or you finna push me somewhere. So yeah. Yeah, shout out to Zuko. Gohan, yeah. Did my boy Gohan dirty, but it was facts. Did him dirty. They said you finna let Goku go. I don't think so. Gohan. We have been living off of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for a long time now. Living off an 11-year-old Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for a long time now. But we gotta get over it. Legendary for that one moment. And he still messed it up low-key in that moment. Because he let Cell get big and almost blow up the Earth.
So he let Cell get big. And he was finna self-destruct. He said, if I'm losing, everybody coming with me.
That's literally what he said. And they came back stronger and dusted Trunks off.
He said,
for no reason.
We about to die.
We about to die. They came back and dusted Trunks for no reason. Nigga missed everybody else and just hit Trunks. For we don't know why. Nigga just wanted to hit somebody. It was like, I hit Trunks. Man said, my man didn't even get to see Super Saiyan 2 going. He just died. That's all he got. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell so you know we post. Because we post 2 to 3 videos every day, sometimes even 4. You can catch us right here at MBU React at 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Timing. And I promise you, you hit the subscribe button and go check out our playlist with over 2K videos. I guarantee you'll find something you like throughout our playlist. But anyway, this is Tree. I'm Green. This is NBA Reacts. And we'll be back with more reactions. We'll holler at you later. Peace.